Just a quick mention that at the end of my clips I've been putting up a Mig-29. It's like the Thunderbirds display team colour scheme. It's actually a Mig-29 UB, which is the other part of this kit I'm doing. It's actually the Swift team. Let me just Swift aerobatic team. I'm not sure which country that is from, actually, to tell you the truth. Doesn't actually say. Oh well. Anyway, that was taken in June 2008, that picture. So, I have another one of it on the ground, showing the front view of the underside. I'll put that up on the next clip. Well, it'd be this clip, sorry. I'll put it up at the end of this clip. That's it for now. Hi. This is next morning now. Last night I took the warp out of the rear section. So that's done. I then taped the whole thing down in situ so that I knew where everything was. It's all straight, it's all as it should be, and then glued it together. I had a good look this morning. There's a gap. Well, we knew there was a gap, but not this big. Now I'm going to put it up here. I don't need to even show you a photograph of it. You could see it through there. Can you see that? It's so big, huge, and it goes up the sides as well, but not all the way. Only about, what's it, about 3/4 of the way up is a gap. The last quarter is absolutely sitting flush. I don't know where it's a. I think it's a mould. When they moulded this, the plastic never reached the end of this particular piece. Might have had a air bubble or something like that in it, or may have had a lump of plastic left in it from last time, from the previous mould. I mean, now this is going to take some work to do. We're going to fill it. Now it's going to take a while for the styrene or plasticard, which I use, to fill this gap up at the back, so that when I put the liquid plastic in through the front wheel well, it will not run out the back. It will give it something to hold on to as well that way. It'll also strengthen up this part because it's actually quite weak, as it's only joined here and here. It makes it very weak, so we need to do this anyway. As I said, I've got a shop. Now, I had some stock left over. I'm still using it. There's a lot of. I had a lot of stock. So, anyway, I'm not going to actually use a styrene sheet. This is for beginners. Right, experts probably, though you probably have a lot of little bits of styrene left over from other projects. You're probably like me. You hoard them, put them in a little box somewhere. But in the kit. This is for beginners. In the kit, there's a piece. Now, let me just show. Oh, I'll just get this sheet there. Right, here's the sprue. Now, every sprue on every model has one of these. It says Academy Part D or Sprue D, and on the back of it, it's got 1/48 Mig-29A fulcrum. Ooh, that I didn't see. This explains why we got the military parts on it. It's also /UB. Now the UBs are actually a combat aircraft, so that's why they've got the weapons on there. Okay, and that big weapons, that big pod I saw on here, I said it was a fuel tank. It's not. It's a weapons pod. So just a quick insight into that. Right, cut this off here and here. either end. Run the knife between the sprue round part and the flush and the flat part. Do the same on the other side. Do several cuts and it will go through very easily. Give the edge a bit of a sand and you end up with a piece like this. You could use this on the model to stop the styrene coming through. It hasn't cost you anything. You've already bought it anyway, so you might as well use it. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down and glue it on here. Now I've got to glue the sides, I've got to glue a piece on each side, and then I'll glue a piece on the top, overlapping the two side pieces as well. And that way I'll get a complete seal. Right, I'm just going to do that. I'll be back later when this is set up and I'll start the liquid plastic film. So till then, won't be long. That's that. Now I've put the pieces on the back here. It's now dry. Not fully dry, but it's dry enough to do what we need to do with it. I've made the liquid plastic up while off camera and I have filled it. Okay, you see that it's actually, the surface has gone off, so it's, you can put it in the bottom, leave it a few minutes. Now that will actually put a surface, the surface will dry almost very quickly. It's still liquid underneath, but it'll still soft underneath, I should say. It's not liquid, but it's soft, and it'll harden up over the next 24 hours, and you've got to leave it 24 hours. I've done the sides. After the surface is hardened up, you can go in and do the sides, which I've done. Right, now that can dry for 24 hours, but in the meantime I want to do some work on this. Right, now I don't want to touch this really, but what I'm going to do is I'm taking the bottom half, and as you can see I've already glued one of the sections on the nose. That's for registration, so that when I put this part back on here, it actually registers where it should have been, and it will always be in that position now due to this part. I'm going to take this up on here, and then I'm going to get on with the undercarriage I was going to show you. As I said, I'm not using the undercarriage. This is just for people who actually are going to do it. It's an easy way of painting the model without actually having to put the undercarriage on and then try and paint round the back. Like I said, you mask up the undercarriage, you will not be able to spray behind it. So here's the way I do it. Be back in a second.